Hey, it's 8:30. It's 8:30 on Sunday morning. God, that scares me. It's 8:30 Sunday morning. My name is Ron. It's one of those every other Sunday mornings. So you must be at Sunday Morning Live with Ron. Isn't that amazing how that works? So I'm here, and no one else is here yet, but people may drop in as we go by, and certainly people do come in and watch the replays of these things. So welcome, whether you make it live, whether you make it on the replay, whether you just make it up in your head and try to guess what I might be saying today. You're welcome. You know, we're an open place. So we're not going to get everything done that we normally get done. It's been a hellishly busy 3 weeks. And I just don't have my act together this morning. I'm sorry. I am tired. Truth be known, I am tired. It was hot this week. I didn't sleep well because I couldn't get my room cooled down, my bedroom cooled down enough. I know, life is tough. You don't care. But I care because it's my life, and I'm tired. But I do get to go see my friend today. I haven't seen her in a month or so. So what do we do here? It's Sunday Morning Live with Ron. We need a little more life in Sunday Morning Live with Ron. So wake up, Ron! It's time to wake up and get moving. Here we have the magic elixir of life right here. Hey, wait, I have to do my promo. Art storefronts. If you're an artist and want to learn how to market your art, go to artstorefronts.com. Mention you saw it from Ron Olcott. I get a bonus. You get a good deal because they always have good deals. But no, it's a great setup. What do we do here? Sunday Morning Live with Ron. Normally we do 3 things, but today we're only going to get to do 2. Well, first thing is I'm going to show you the new art that's going up on my website tomorrow. It will be the featured art in my posts for the next 2 weeks. The second thing we do is we're going to finally complete our lesson on 20 compositional techniques. So we're going to complete that module today with the last 2 techniques. Then in 2 weeks, which is what? It's going to be July something. Probably 4th of July. Yeah, it's the 4th of July. So we'll, on the 4th of July, if you get up early on the 4th of July, we will be reviewing that, all 20 of them. Just a quick rundown review. And then 2 weeks after that, which would be July 18th, we're going to start a brand new module, restart from the beginning, basics of photography. And the first probably 4 sessions of that are going to be about the exposure triangle. So there'll be an overview, and then we'll talk about each of the 3 components of the exposure triangle. And this is the basics of getting the picture that you want to get. So I've thought through, I think I have a different approach to teaching this than I have seen anybody else use. So we're going to I may actually do some edited videos of that, but we'll play them and then we'll have a live Q&A afterwards. So that's what we're doing. And then normally the third thing that we do is I will try to demonstrate the techniques that we're talking about using my camera. I just couldn't get it set up this morning. I'm running into technical difficulties. I'm missing a piece of my microphone. I'm utterly disorganized. My house is a mess from doing 3 separate events in 3 separate weeks. And I apologize for that. But hey, it happens, and it's happening now. So that's why we call it live, Sunday morning, live with Ron, because it's happening now. So let's get right into, now that I've wasted 6 minutes of your life, get right into the number one thing that we do, which is we show you the new pictures that are going to be on the website. So here they come. All righty. This first one is called Blood Moon. It is my take on the solar eclipse, or on the lunar eclipse, rather, that happened recently. I didn't get very many good pictures. The wind was blowing something fierce, and I did not have my camera stabilized enough to get good pictures. But this one came out okay, and I got a couple of stars that aren't too smeared from motion. So this is Blood Moon. The next, I took this near my house here in Concord, the same place that I took the winter solstice pictures. And I'll probably be going out tomorrow night to take some summer solstice pictures. But we won't have any harmonic convergence of the Saturn and all that stuff for summer solstice. It'll just be summer solstice. Okay. This one is called Electric Shrubbaloo. This is back at Entwined from Golden Gate Park. Back in December, January, back in the winter sometime. Now, you may notice so far things have been pretty dark. I noticed that after I put all of these pictures together, and I think it has to do with how hot it has been here recently. On Friday, it was 106 degrees in my house, and that's just too hot here. In Phoenix, 106 degrees is nice. In California, 106 degrees is too hot. So this one is Electric Shrubbaloo. It was a light installation called Entwined. It has since been taken down, but it was in Golden Gate Park. And the artist, whose name, of course, escapes me right now, and I didn't write it down, I posted some previous pictures of this, and it actually came to the artist's attention, and he actually asked me for a digital copy of my last picture from this show. So maybe he'll like this one too. I don't know. I got a bunch of them. Excuse me. So anyway, Electric Shrubbaloo. This one is Forest Arch from Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park in Felton, California. Even in the deepest of redwood, any evergreen forest, as long as you're not above a certain altitude, there are deciduous trees in here. And this one somehow got knocked over, formed an arch, but you see, he didn't let that stop him. This is a big branch off of that. This is a big branch off of that. There's a lot of little branches growing, and there's another big branch there. So it's interesting, to say the least, that here I want to slow down some of my web traffic, help improve my video quality. So I thought it was interesting, and I was able to get a nice leading line down the arch, okay, with the sun just coming through nicely. So Henry Cowell Redwoods State Park. Again, this is called Forest Arch. This one is actually a still life that I did for Wormwood Press and their recent issue called Break. So go to Wormwood Press Media, look them up. You'll find a different picture from this series. That was the one the editor chose. I like this one better. So this is called Trist 1. I've got about 8 versions of Trist. And it's just a picture of what might be left over if there was a tryst going on. So it's called The Trist 1. So those are, and this is a still life. I carefully placed all of these elements to make that picture. I don't do still lifes very often. It requires me to have imagination. It's enough imagination for me to see different things in things that are already there, for me to like assemble things and put them together in artistic manners. That's a different skill set, one I probably should practice more often, just because it's a different skill set. So to look at them again quickly, again, Trist 1, Forest Arch, Electric Shrubbaloo, and Blood Moon. So those are the images that will be added to my website tomorrow, and they'll be featured over the next 2 weeks, and they'll be available up there for years and years and years to come. If you like them, go buy some. That's the whole point. I'm trying to sell these prints, so go buy some. Before we get into the lesson, let me tell you what is happening. Okay. So now 3 weeks ago, okay, when I was supposed to do the last Sunday Morning Live with Ron that I had to cancel, I was out at an art show out in Manteca, which is in the Central Valley. Not horrible. It's about an hour drive from here. So that was then my second art show I've ever done. And that was fun. It was fun. I had a good time. There was not a lot of traffic, and there were not a lot of people there. It was in the 90s. And just like in a downtown street section. Also, it's the only show I've ever seen where you actually pick your own booth location, and I picked badly because I'd never been there before. So I was off the beaten path. Didn't get a lot of attention. And then last week, I was up in Reno at the Reno River Fest. And that was just beautiful. If you haven't seen my lives that I did from Reno River Fest, go look at them. I had a site that was backed right up to the Truckee River. And so I left the back of my booth open and listened to the river and the people playing on the river all day long. Again, Didn't sell anything, but I did collect a lot of names, and I did manage to actually draw a winner who claimed the prize of "Oh My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose." So that will be mailing out. Also, I owe somebody. God, I'm just having senior moment after senior moment here on Sunday morning. I'm just really not waking up. But I owe somebody a copy of Next Generation that is now, I think, well, it's 3 weeks. It's been since the first. It was one that I gave away with the monthly website drawing. So I'll be sending that out, and I'll be packing up "Oh My Love Is Like a Red, Red Rose" and sending that out tomorrow and get those on their way. What else? Then yesterday, in the middle of all of this, I'm launching another part of Ron Alcott Photography called Ron Alcott Portraits. So if you haven't looked yet, go to ronalcottportraits.com, okay, or find me on Instagram at Ron Alcott Portraits, all lowercase, or on Facebook at Ron Alcott Portraits with proper capitalization. So I'm in those places. If you're in Northern California, even if you're not in Northern California, if you want me to come take your portrait, I can work that out. Okay? I'm a flexible kind of guy. So do take a look at that. That's another aspect. And yesterday I went to a local hotel, the Homewood Suites in Pleasant Hill, which is very near my house. It's literally 10 minutes away. And I did a headshot extravaganza. And turnout was slow, but it was the first time I've ever done it. I've only been advertising for a week and a half or so. So I will be doing more of those. If you're interested, they'll be in the East Bay, the North Bay, San Francisco, and the South Bay in July. Okay. And we're going to try to get some interest going in the portrait business using that tool. So that was fun. I took some nice portraits. Okay. We are doing a giveaway in June because this is June. It's June 20th already. God, I don't know where this month went to, but we're going to do this giveaway. We'll be doing it live on July 1st. And this one is different than all of my other giveaways. Hi, Mohammed. Mohammed joined on Instagram. Unlike all my other giveaways to date, that if you were in the email, you didn't have to sign up again. I've now got so many emails and so many people who aren't necessarily active followers. They occasionally open a newsletter, but so even if you're on my email list, you want to go to the website, right? Here it is, ronalcottphotography.com. Okay. Go there. On the top, there's a banner that says win a copy of Snow on Trees. Let's see if this worked. Yes. Okay. So that's this month's image. It's called Snow on Trees, which is as close as we get to snow here in Northern California. It's a snowy egret taken at Ellis Lake Park here in Concord. So thank you, Mohammed. So this is this month's giveaway. and it will be on the metallic paper like everything. It will be signed. It will be dedicated. It will be shipped to you free of charge, because when we do a giveaway here, you get it. Okay? This is not some trick to make you pay extra money for shipping and handling. Not your fault that it costs money to ship things. So if you win, you win. So that's what's happening there. What else? Next episode here will be in 2 weeks, which is the 4th of July. So we're going from like holiday to holiday, because today is Father's Day. Okay. So if you haven't done it yet, get with your father. Happy Father's Day to the fathers out there. And, do something nice for your dad, because dads are important. Okay. And frankly, probably the nicest thing that you can do for him is actually give him some of your time and attention. Us guys, we put up a big front, but time and attention works every time. Trust me. So happy Father's Day. Do something good for your dad. And then the next time we'll be doing it is Independence Day. Okay, 4th of July. So that will be extra, extra nice. What do you mean I only have WhatsApp, Mohammed? I do have a WhatsApp, but I also have Messenger, and I have Instagram, and I have Facebook, and I have YouTube. You have to search for me on YouTube. I don't have enough followers to name my channel yet, but that's where we're at. So Father's Day, the next one is going to be 4th of July, Independence Day. And get in on the drawing, because the July 1st, we're going to do that drawing live. And if you're in the Bay Area, be looking for Headshot Extravaganza near you coming in July. The next art show I'm going to do is actually going to be Hot August Nights, which is the first week of August, up again in Reno. I like it in Reno. Reno's a nice city. If you get a chance to visit Reno, go see Reno. Okay? If you get as close as Reno and you don't come see me, I may be a little bit hurt. Just a little. Because I thought you liked me. You don't like me? Oh, man. Anyway, I'm being silly. So we're not going to be able to do the demonstration part today, but we do have a lesson for you. We're going to finish up number 19 and number 20 in our 20 compositional techniques. Our source for this module has been this article, 20 composition techniques that will improve your photos. Okay. And then let's go ahead and take a look at our lesson. Okay. First, I wanted to review a little bit, since it's been a month. Okay. Number 17, which was balance. Okay. If you didn't have something in the background, okay, this really huge object in the front would sort of make it feel like the whole picture was going to tip forward at you. Okay. Similarly here, interesting that he chose 2 lamppost pictures. Okay. But there's a visual balance, and that's really kind of a feel thing. I don't know how to tell you, put this here, put this there. It's not like rule of thirds where I can draw a line and say, if you do this every time you're following rule of thirds. You sort of visually have to balance it. Okay. There's a point where it will look right. Trust that. Trust that point. Okay. And then number 18, which is juxtaposition, where you have two contrasting elements, one sort of superimposed on the other. Here are these vendor newsstands in front, very modern, square, boxy, maybe a little bit seedy, in front of Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. Okay. Here we have this car superimposed on the street scene. Okay. So that's called juxtaposition, where you put two contrasting elements, one on top of the other. All right, so that's what we heard last time. Now, today's lesson, we're going to learn about golden triangles, okay, and golden spiral. Okay. Golden triangles is this configuration here. I sigh because when they get into the golden triangles and the golden spiral, a lot of the examples that I've seen for this are very, very forced. This one kind of makes a lot of sense. Golden triangles, and if you play with your camera, you may find that there are certain overlays that you can put into your viewfinder to help you with composition. Definitely you will find rule of thirds. On some that have many options, you may also find golden triangles. I know I have this overlay available in my viewfinder. I know I've never used it. But the idea of the golden triangle is if you take your frame, you draw a diagonal from one corner down to the other, okay? And of course, these are all reversible. You could draw this way, right? And then your lines would be different. So after you draw the diagonal across the whole frame, then from the opposing corners, you come up at a right angle to that diagonal line. Okay? You see both of these meet at a right angle to the diagonal line. What that forms is a set of triangles that have a very specific ratio. Okay, and we're going to learn about that in the next composition. We're going to do math. I'm warning you, okay? You don't have to actually do the math, but you're going to see some mathematical symbols. Don't run away. You don't have to actually do the math. All right? Don't let it scare you. But here we see that there's sort of this triangular thing going on over here with the traffic blur, okay, and the roof line. Okay? And there's sort of this triangular thing going on over here with this building. Okay. This triangle, they're not really using to much effect, but that creates an open space in the sky that matches this triangle. All right. So that's the idea of golden triangles, is you do this layout and then you make your composition fit within that concept. Okay. Now this time, just like we talked about rule of thirds, there's two ways to do rule of thirds. You can treat it as a set of areas and fill the different areas with different composition techniques, or you can treat it as a set of intersecting points. Okay. So now, something else to notice about this photo, to me, is it also is an example of converging lines, okay, leading lines, okay, taking you back which sort of takes you to the spire, which takes you up to the sky. Okay, they're all related. All right, there's nothing magical. I'm sure that there are great photographers somewhere who will tell you and look at a picture and go, oh, no, that's not leading lines. That's golden triangle. But to me, this also works as leading lines, right? The leading line going back, traffic lines going back, okay? And then this leading line of the light pole or flag pole or whatever it is, taking you up to the sky, which is actually kind of the subject of the picture in my book, all right? That's the wonder of art. We all get to have our own opinions. Okay, don't ever, unless you're in a competition, don't ever let anybody tell you that you're doing it wrong. Okay. Here, we don't actually have lines, okay, but these statues, okay, sort of create a triangle on this side, and the top of the arch is right at the intersecting point. Remember, I said we could use points as well as areas. Okay, so putting that right at the intersecting point there, he claims it meets golden triangles. And it does. You draw the line, you can sort of see it. All right. Once again, it also kind of meets the rule of thirds. Okay. You got the big subject right on the thirds line, that vertical thirds line. Okay. Leading line implied by the heads of the statues. So, however you want to include it. Okay, we've got some pattern. Okay, more leading lines, some texture, the shiny texture down here. Again, drawing you back into, okay, more leading lines. They all start to converge. A good picture will have so many compositional techniques, and not all of them will even be conscious. Okay? When something looks right, it looks right because a lot of things come together. So that's the idea of golden triangles. The next one is the idea of the golden ratio and the golden spiral. Hi, Vartus. Vartus Viridian. Hi. Welcome. I'm getting more people on Instagram this week. That's very unusual. All right. The golden ratio. Now, as I warned you ahead of time, we're going to see some math. Don't let it freak you out. You don't have to know the math. There's a trick. And if you're nice, I may teach you the trick. Okay. The golden ratio, also referred to as phi, okay, that's this symbol here, is phi, okay, says that things are in a ratio such that A plus B over A equals A over B. Wow. Too much, huh? All right. That particular formula also leads to what's called the Fibonacci sequence. Okay. Which says if you start with 1, then the next number is 1. And then 1 plus 1 equals 2. Okay, 1 plus 2 equals 3. 2 plus 3 equals 5. Okay, so it's a sequence of numbers that are derived by taking the prior two numbers, the last two numbers in the sequence, adding them together, and that's the next number. And if you plot that, Okay. It looks like this. Okay. You see that we have a ratio that produces this series of rectangles. Okay. So here is a rectangle right there. All right. It's made up of 1 plus 1. Okay. And then another square that's made up of 2 by 2. Okay. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Okay. Three plus 2 equals 5. That's the next rectangle out. Okay. 5 plus 3 equals 8. That's the next rectangle out. Okay. 8 plus 5 equals 13. That's the next rectangle out. Okay. And you get these ever-expanding series of rectangles. Okay. Like this. And then finally filling the whole frame. Now, if you create an arc, starting in the center here, and just sort of arc around the diagonals of each of the squares that you have there, okay, you see it creates this spiral. Okay. Classic example is a nautilus shell, is a golden spiral. The thing that makes me crazy about this particular compositional technique is it makes no sense. Okay? Why is this considered more weighted than the two of them together? But it is. They just put this spiral on top of it and say, see, it shows the spiral. I don't see how this has anything to do with that. So I must admit that I kind of get to number 19, and that's sort of where my brain can comprehend right now. So don't feel bad if you don't look at things and automatically see these golden spirals or the golden ratios. Okay. One of the things that you can do, again, if you have multiple overlays available in the viewfinder on your camera, is you could set it to golden ratio. Okay. And you will get a grid that looks kind of like the rule of thirds grid, except because it's in this A plus B over A equals A over, A plus B over A equals A over B. You will get something that looks like the rule of thirds, except the center is much smaller because these two outside parts fall on these lines here. Okay. So again, here. What? This is not the most important thing. Okay. This is rule of thirds, right? We've got an open third up here. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Maybe you do. Maybe you look at this and go, wow, that makes a lot of sense. Okay. That's fine. We all think differently. Okay. This is Prague. Prague is a beautiful city. If you ever get a chance to go to Prague, go. If you don't get a chance, make a chance. Okay. Okay. This is Prague Castle up on the hill. I think this is Charles Bridge. Maybe not. Yeah, it is. I see the statues. Charles Bridge has all these religious statues going across it. Carlos Most. All right. So that's the 50 guidelines. Today we learned about golden triangles, okay, and the golden ratio, which leads to the Fibonacci spiral or Nautilus shell. Okay. So those are our two techniques for today. Where am I? Where am I today? I don't know. As I said, I am really, really, really quite exhausted. And today isn't making a lot of sense to me yet. Perhaps when I finish and get to my second cup of coffee, it will make more sense. So, be that as it may. Nope, that's not the one. This is the one I want. Okay. What did we learn today? We learned that Ron's been a very busy boy. We've got brand new website and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube to follow for Ron Olcott Portraits. So be sure you go in, follow those so that you can see what I'm up to on that side of my business. We have learned that there are Fibonacci spirals and golden triangles. Gold is good. It's always good to have gold. So that's a good thing to know. We have learned about the new pictures that are going up on the website this week. Okay. Let's see if we can bring those up. Oh, we learned that we are giving away the Snow on Trees, right? Giving him away on July 1st. Get rid of him. We've learned the new pictures that are going up on the website this week, including the Trist one. See, I always put some, I reopened them so they came back in a different order. Blood Moon, Electric Shrubbaloo, and Forest Arch. We learned that Ron was hot, so all of the pictures this week are dark and cool. We learned that Shrubbaloo is not really a word. I made that up. So don't look it up in your dictionary. It's not there. What else have we learned? Oh, that's about it. We've learned that July 4th, we're going to be back and we're going to do this all again. We learned that July 1st, we're going to go live at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and do a live drawing for Snow on Trees, just like we talked about. But that's when that's happening. We learned that even if you're on the email list, if you want to get in on the drawing for Snow on Trees, you have got to sign up. Okay? We're no longer doing everybody on the email list. I'd rather give it to people who are actively interested and following what I'm doing than somebody who signed up, on my very first giveaway in January 2020. So if you're interested in winning Snow on Trees, go to the website. Okay, here, good old website. There he is, RonOlcottPhotography.com. All right, so go there, and there'll be a banner across the top of the screen that says, click here for a chance to win. Because, of course, you're all winners. I mean, obviously, you're talking to me, so you're a winner. But you want to win the print, you click on the banner, it takes you to a form, you fill out the form again. Don't worry, you will not get 2 copies of my email, just one of my newsletters. You'll only get 1 copy, but you'll be entered into this particular drawing. So that's the way it happens. It's your money for nothing and your chicks for free. What you haven't learned yet is I had a very, very good night at live band karaoke this past Thursday. I had a very, very good time. That may be why I'm still tired too. I stayed out later than I should have, but God, I sang a second song and it was one of those situations where I just opened my mouth and I don't know where that sound came from, but it was incredible. So I was happy with that. If that isn't enough to blow your mind on a Sunday morning, ponder this. It is Father's Day. There. Enough pondering for a Sunday morning. Go do something nice for your dad. Go do something nice for the world. You be good to yourself. Be kind to other people. Become the person that you would like to meet. Peace out.